and then I'll explain the implications of the flute, and then we'll move on. Okay. When doing plot summary, I'll depend on the film a little bit. Next time, I want some of you to read the lines. You know, but this is the first time, so I thought that maybe using the film, just playing the sound, you know, and then we can read the play. You can get a good rendering of the lines. But next time, I think that you yourself should try to read them. Okay. Okay. So the beginning of the play shows Willy Loman comes back to his New York home. He's fatigued, and he also is worried about Biff. Okay, there was some discussion about Biff there. Okay, and then we get the scene switch to Biff and Happy. Let me show you the transition part. Page 1650. One thing you need to also pay attention to is that in the first part of the dialogue between Willie and Linda, the flute music was on first, and then it disappears, and then it comes back. Okay, it disappears on page 47, 1647页. Yeah, 1647页. When Willie said, "I'm tired to the death." Just couldn't make it. You know, this is where it seems that the dream is gone. It's completely impossible. He's just fatigued. Okay, and then the flute music is heard on page 50. 我就不要讲16了哈，就1650我就讲50哈 ，50 page 50. About line 10, he breaks off in amazement. Yes, that's when he thought, actually, he was thinking about Chevy. He was talking about Chevy, the car he used to have in the 20s. He breaks off in amazement and fright as the flute is heard distantly. So this again is something symbolic, okay? And then the next long stage direction. Yeah, here Linda asked him to. Yeah, I think he's going. Yes, he asked him to get some. He asked him to go get some food, some cheese. Okay, and then the lights are rising on the boys' bedroom. On seeing Willie is heard talking to himself, 8,000 miles, and a little laugh. Biff goes out of bed, blah, blah, blah. And this is where we see that the focus, the spotlight, gets to be on Biff and Happy's bedroom. And then we see them talking. Okay, so make sure that you know where the transition is, and you know how to detect the transition, okay? And then Biff and, let me see. One thing that makes the film different from the play is that the film makes it's easy for the film to collage, to make montage. So the film makes more transition. Let me show you a little bit how they make the transition. Well, before they finish speaking, Willie's form is dimly seen below in the darkened kitchen. He opens the refrigerator, get blah, blah, blah. The apartment houses are fading out, and the entire house and surrounding become covered with leaves. Music insinuates itself as the leaves appear. Okay, so here, you know, it seems that we follow Willie to move back to the past already. Okay, so that's how the film is different from the play. But the film helps you visualize what the past or the present could be like, but not the transition. You cannot get help with the transition. Okay, okay. Let me get back to my plot summary. So in the flashback actually develops in a logical way. Of course, not in a chronological way, but in a way to reveal more and more what Willie is concerned with, or what he is preoccupied with. First is with a happy moment in the past, but inevitably the problems that happen in the past emerges. Okay, for instance, in the first stage, the first episode of the past is from 54 to 58. I'll see that as the first moment of the past. The second moment happened with Linda's asking about the earnings. So the first moment is a happy moment where the two brothers, they adore the father, and they get a present of the punching bag from the father. And they also talk about the games Biff playing, and how there will be a big game, and all the girls follow him, etc. It's all the happy moment. But Bernard appears. You know, Bernard is one to warn Biff against failing the math. Okay, that's on page 57. 1657. Line 5. Bernard enters in knickers. He's younger than Biff, earnest and loyal, a worried boy. Okay, so here, so Bernard's relation with Biff is similar to Charlie's to Willie. Okay, both of them are loyal to their friends, but they are very different from their friends too. Okay, so here Bernard talks about how Biff is about to be failed, although he gets 3 scholarships, etc. So this is the problem that Willie wants to shrug off, 就是要 ignore. You know, he wants to ignore this problem. So Biff said, "Oh, Pop, you didn't see my sneakers. Hey, that's a beautiful job of printing." Blah blah blah. So they keep ignoring Bernard, and then after Bernard goes off, Willie said, "Bernard is not well liked, is he? He's liked but not well liked." Okay, so the father and the son, you know, they don't really care about Bernard's warning at this point, and all they care about is whether they are popular or not. Okay, and then we have the two brothers again being loving to both the father and the mother, so they help the mother carry the laundry back to the house. Okay, and then we have on 58. The second moment in the past where the financial problems are revealed. And this is where Willie cannot ignore the problems he has in the past. You know, actually, even the glorious past is not as glorious as he would remember it to be. Okay, because they can hardly make both ends meet. Okay, that's one problem. And then also here, Willie talks about 3 problems he has. That he's actually not successful. Okay, let me show it to you. The end of 58. No. 59. The line about line 10 before the stage direction. 59. After the discussion of the money he earned, okay, he said, "Oh, I'll knock them dead next week." 好，我下次会做得更成功，我会赚更多钱。好 ，I'll go to Harvard. I'm well liked in Harvard, you know. The trouble is, Linda, people don't seem to take to me. This comes out all very surprising. You know, despite the fact that he keeps saying that, "Oh, I'm well liked and I'm very popular, the mayor talks to me, etc., etc." He said that people don't take to me. People don't like me. Okay. And then a few lines down, he said, the line started with just right in the middle of this page. I gotta be at it at 10. I gotta be at it 10, 12 hours a day. 就是每天要做很久。Other men I don't know. They do it easier. I don't know why. I can't stop myself. I talk too much. So this is again another expression of the sense of frustration. 好像我们有些同学可能会讲说，哎， 为什么我每次要读这么久？写作文写这么久，别人好像1-2小时就写好了，我要写很久。Okay, but for Willie, it's not hard work only. It's not hard work. He feels that he doesn't seem to have the making for being a salesperson, and that's a real, a deeper self-doubt. Here he says, I talk too much. So that seems to be another problem he suspects he has, in not earning enough money. And then another speech by Willie. I'm fat. I'm very foolish to look at, Linda. I didn't tell you, but Christmas time, I happen to be calling on blah, blah, blah. As I know I'm going to the buyer, I heard him say something about walrus. Okay, walrus 什么？海狸是不是？海象，很胖很胖。Okay, so in other words, these are three kinds of self-doubts. One is people don't like me, and the other is people I talk too much, and the third is his appearance is not good. He's not the kind of handsome guy. He's fat. Okay, so the second flashback shows Willie starting to doubt himself. He wants to stick to the past to feel that the past is great, but then there are problems in the past which he cannot ignore. And then as they go on, the laughter of the woman appears. Okay, it's all very interesting because in the past he has this affair with this woman because he's lonely, because he needs happy. He needs to feel powerful. Okay, but he does not really want to face this episode of the past. It still come out. Okay, so the end of 59, we see this woman, the laughter of the woman, and then we see the woman appear, and then burnout comes in. So here this is really the way a mind functions, and that is you move from the surface of your memory, and then you go deeper and deeper. And when you go to the deeper part of your mind, sometimes the different episodes of your past, they are not put together like in time. They are not always in the linear development, okay, like chronological development. Sometimes problems get to be put together. Like at age 5, you fail one exam, and at age 10, you were criticized by your friends for being ugly, and maybe the two moments will be put together, stored together in your mind. Okay, they'll be associated with each other, and that's how what happens to Willie. He first thinks about his failure in business, and then he thinks about the woman, and then he gets in his mind the failure of birth emerges again. At first, he can ignore it. But at this point, he cannot ignore it. He gets really angry. On page 162. Yes, 60, page 60. So the long stage direction, the woman bursts out laughing, and Linda's laughter blends in. Okay, this is when two past moments get to be merged with each other. Okay, the woman disappears into the dark, and now the area at the kitchen table brightens. Linda is sitting there mending a pair of silk stockings. Okay, so when Willie sees that, he gets angry because he gives silk stocking as gift to the woman, and then here Linda is mending the silk stocking, so he feels guilty upon seeing that. Okay, and Willie angrily, I won't have you mend stockings in this house. Now throw them out. Okay, Linda puts the stockings in her pocket, entering on the run. Burnout. Where is he? If he doesn't study. Okay, so burnout comes in to reveal more problems of birth. So in other words, even birth in the past moment is not really all successful. He is successful maybe on in sports, okay, but then not with his academic subject, nor as a personality, nor in his personality, because he tends to steal. Okay, he steals a ball, and then here he steals some sand from a building, okay, etc. So the two things are revealed. One is he can fail, and then Willie's response here is that, okay, so you cheat with him. You're giving the answers. Okay, again, another way of evading the problem. But here, Willie said, I'll whip him. I'll whip him. So Willie, at this point in the past, cannot really ignore the problem. And then more problems appear when Charlie comes in to talk about the watchman. Oh no, it's later on. It's after the band episode. Let me show it to you. On page 66. Okay, this is towards the end of Ben's appearance. Ben is still explaining his theory of the jungle. Okay, and then let me see. Yeah, Charlie enters in knickers, even before the boys are gone. Okay. Charlie said, listen, if they steal any more from the building, the watchman will put the cops on them. Okay, and then Linda said, don't let Biff. So Linda wants to Willie to stop Biff from stealing. But Biff still continue to steal, and then Bernard comes in. You know, so Linda, Charlie and Bernard seem to play the role of the superego. You know, reminding Willie in the present time of all the problems they had in the past. You know, of Biff's not making it in his academic fields, and also Biff's habit of stealing things. Okay, so then Bernard also coming to say that, oh, the watchman is stealing, is watching Biff, is chasing Biff. So all of this suggests problems that happened in the past. So please take a look at the PowerPoint. So the three flashbacks happen one after another, you know, showing how Willie wants to stick to the glorious moments, but then the problems of the past continue to appear. Okay, like the failing of the subject, the woman. Okay, and even when Billy goes to Ben in the past to get help, to get lessons and advice. You know, after Ben is gone, there is still and in that episode, there is still the revelation of Biff's problem of stealing. Okay, so this is a kind of pattern of the flashbacks of the appearance in the past. Let me show you a little of the film.